Good afternoon and welcome to Star Sessions. I'm Chris Haghirian with the Kansas City Star. We're coming to you live from the Black Dolphin in downtown Kansas City. Today's guest is Enrique Chi of Making Movies. Enjoy.
So I'm going to play a song for you all without the full band. As you can see, they're scattered across this country right now. Juan Carlos is on tour with Los Lobos. He's just got done playing the Greek Theater this weekend, and my brother is on vacation because he's spending some time with his wife. So I wanted to do something special, acoustic and intimate for you all. And I've been learning a lot, and our band has been studying a lot. And the more we travel to the Caribbean and to this great nation, we realize that these crazy links between this music. See, in Panama, there's a rhythm called a zapatero rhythm. This is a Panamanian guitar called a mejorana, or mejoranera. And this rhythm goes like this. It goes. It's got an African pulse to it. And after hearing that, Juan Carlos noticed, man, that is so similar to the zapateados we do in Veracruz, Mexico. But the rhythm in Veracruz, Mexico has more articulation in the guitar strumming because in Mexico, the slave owners took away the slaves' drums, while in Panama, there was a successful slave revolt. So a tambor culture, a tamborito culture, a drum culture survived. So in Mexico, because of this lack of drumming, the guitar strumming pattern ends up having more chicks and built into it to make up for it. So you got something more like this. And then you combine those rhythms and you start realizing that New Orleans got the same blend of culture. It got people from all over this planet, just like most of the port cities in this continent did. But there was this huge influence from the slave community and from the Spanish community and the French community and all these other folks. But in New Orleans, they also did not succeed at taking away the slaves' drums. So New Orleans has this beautiful drum culture because the slaves were allowed to participate and do their drums in Congo Square on Sundays. That was when they were allowed to play their drumming. So in New Orleans, you'll hear grooves like the shuffle rhythm that gives us the blues. Now with that beat in mind, I'm going to go to Panama. And then you start to realize all these things are interconnected. If all that music is interconnected, that means all those human beings were also interconnected. So I'm going to play this next song with that spirit. And I think in the face of the extreme hatred that we're seeing and the violence and the rhetoric in this nation, it's good to remember how much we all share in common. Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own desire. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. So glad we almost made it. So sad they had to fade it. Everybody wants to rule the world. We're all for freedom and for pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. Thank you very much. Well, next up, I'd like to invite my dear friends, the Altoro Sisters, Mandy and Effie, up to the stage. So we're here to play some music from our new album, Americana, and you can hear these gals on the album. If you hear female voices, you're either hearing the girls from New York City, Flor de Toloache, an amazing all-female Latin Grammy-winning mariachi group, or you're hearing the Altoro Sisters from right here in our backyard in Kansas City. And this next tune is a song that is close to my heart. It ends the record. It's called Tired of Giving In. And if you all come out to see our show September 7th, you'll see the Altoro Sisters, joined by the third sister, Kristen couldn't be here, performing with us. Here's Tired of Giving In. Come here, babe, my little American dream, and sing something sweet to me. Yeah, sing something sweet. La da da da. Oh wait, you only lived on movie screens. You were my own little queen, but they killed you in the final scene. I've been lied to time and time again. Yeah, I'm tired. Yes, I'm tired of giving in. So tired, so tired. Oh, would you let me begin? So tired, so tired. Well, I sold my soul to a well-oiled machine. Maybe I like making shitty things. I guess I like making shitty things. Between you and me, is there no one clean? We all ate from the forbidden tree. Was sweet, wouldn't you agree? Now I'm used up like an old syringe. Pull it out. Yes, I'm tired of giving in. So tired, so tired. Look at the state I'm in. So tired, so tired. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. See, I sold my soul down in New Orleans. I guess I just ran out of steam. And the lights are out, the lines are dead. We're waiting as the flood recedes. I don't even know what I need. Would we know if it's the end? I've been lied to time and time again. I'm tired. Yes, I'm tired of giving in.
So many times I feel lucky and spoiled that I get to do this on Monday afternoons, and then other people get to watch online. But this has been amazing already, and that's just 2 songs. But
Thank you.
Thanks, Enrique, for joining us. And what were the women's names again?
This is Effie and Amanda.
F.A. and Amanda. Thank you so much for waking up early and coming in and hanging out with us today. Enrique is, of course, of the band Making Movies, who've been having an amazing year touring around this country and others, and recording in this country and in others. And it's exciting. And you got teamed up with Ruben Blades. If you don't know who that is, you should look him up. There's a great documentary streaming on HBO of him. But he name-dropped you at the Latin Grammys like 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago. We were loading into a punk rock club in San Diego.
Naturally.
Yeah, and we put out our record on our own label, which we're very proud of. But we also were kicking ourselves in the butt because we're like, man, you as in the music business, you have to invite influential people to see you, and LA is a very important place.
Right.
So the next day was the LA gig, and everyone we invited said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, we're at the Latin Grammys." And we're like, man, if we had a record label, we would have been smarter. They would have said, don't play LA when everyone you need to see you is gone.
Yeah.
But we saw on the internet, and we saw a tweet that he had mentioned us, and so we played the most triumphant show to 15 people that night. It was like, oh my God, our hero likes us.
But now you've recorded with him.
Yeah.
And you put out a song, and it was an NPR Best Song of the Year so far, featured on there. It's in heavy rotation on the Bridge, 90.9 The Bridge. And it's opened more doors, which that's what it's always about. Just opening more doors, getting in front of more people. And one of the great things you do every year is the event we're here to talk about today, which is September 7th, Carnival, happening down at Making Movies. It's a day-long, evening-long event where you bring in community, and you have a nonprofit that you've started, the band has started. And in addition to all the amazing things that happen, the music's amazing. You guys play, Las Cafetaras play. It's like a 9-piece crazy party on stage, and she's playing like a jawbone, and
It's like they grab like folkloric Mexican music when they
it's unbelievable.
channeled through kind of a festive punk rock attitude, but they're playing little folkloric
Right.
guitars.
Our friends, the Grand Marquis, who've done one of these sessions, they're playing with you.
Yep.
SO from Chicago is coming in to play the show.
Absolutely.
And but it's September 7th. Again, tell us a little bit about it.
So the idea was born 5 years ago. Before we were organized enough to start a not-for-profit, we had already started a music camp, and we wanted to impact young people in our neighborhood, and especially kids from those tougher neighborhoods. A lot of times the black and brown communities live in the same spaces, the immigrant kids and some of the African-American folks who feel like disconnected from the rest of the city, even if they're a couple miles away.
Right.
I remember took one of the kids from the camp for the first time to a coffee shop when YJ's was still open. This was
Right.
a decade ago. And he goes, I've never been here or anywhere like here. Like, he lives 2 miles that way.
Right.
He'd never been to the Crossroads or to a coffee shop. Like, so disconnected. So we're like, well, let's do something. We started a music camp. We then expanded the music camp to a young songwriters program, which Mandy and Effie will be helping me run, because I'll be in and out of town on tour. So we got some very talented local folks helping make that happen. Last year, we brought in Steve Berlin from Los Lobos, our producer, to work with the teenagers, because not only does their talent merit it, but also I feel like there's a psychological ceiling for a lot of folks. And so when they start meeting people and being like, these are tangible, I can touch you,
Right.
You've succeeded, that means it's not impossible.
Yeah, you can watch videos of him with 500,000 views, and he's hanging out with you, producing a record for you.
Exactly. He's won Grammys, and he's telling you his advice, his counsel, and it was beautiful to watch. So this event, Carnaval, helps make that youth songwriter program happen. It actually, last year, we raised pretty much the entire budget through it. So when you buy a ticket, when you come and support, that's what you're helping make happen.
Again, September 7th down at Knuckleheads, and I've been a fan for so long, and I love everything you guys do, and I love so much how much effort you put into the helping the kids It's awesome. It's awesome what you've done and created. We're going to hear some more music, but before I jump off stage, I want to thank the Kansas City Royals. They make this happen by sponsoring it. Ink Student Night returns this Wednesday. The Royals are playing the Cardinals tomorrow and Wednesday. And in Ink Student Night is great happy hour specials and $8 tickets with the student ID. What are we going to hear next?
This song is called Como Perdonar. It opens up our record Americana, and it opens up with Ruben's voice with a spoken word piece.
Nice. I'm going to jump off stage. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Chris. So I think I'll translate what Ruben says on our record and say it in English. As we're thinking about these young people here locally, it's important to remember that there's a lot of suffering happening with young people at the borders of this nation. Ruben wrote these words: "The earth doesn't know when a country begins or ends, and that's why this song is dedicated to all of you and anyone who is suffering and who has suffered because of the borders that we've created on this planet." En mis sueños me visita, vestidita de blanco y confundida, y amanezco en esta pesadilla. ¿Cómo viviré con esta injusticia? No hay melodía que alivie este dolor, ni hay religión que me enseñe cómo perdonar. Cómo perdonar cuando el espíritu de una niña se desperdicia. Cómo perdonar. Y he doblado su camisita 1000 veces hasta que esté perfecta. Por un momento me olvido de la gran pena que me embarga este día. No hay poesía que alivie este dolor, ni hay oración que me lleve a perdonar. ¿Cómo perdonar cuando el espíritu de un niño se desperdicia? ¿Cómo perdonar? El arroyo se secó. ¿Cómo perdonar? ¿Cómo perdonar? Mi vida se estrelló. El arroyo se secó. ¿Cómo perdonar? Tengo 1000 preguntas sin ninguna explicación. Tengo 1000 preguntas para el rey de Babilón. Derrotado en el camino, diablo, ya no encuentro solución. Será Dios quien juzgue a este rey de Babilón. Nadie sabe nada. No puedo despedirme. No puedo despedirme. No puedo despedirme ni perdonar. ¿Cómo perdonar? ¿Cómo perdonar? ¿Cómo perdonar cuando el espíritu de un niño se desperdicia? ¿Cómo perdonar? Thank you. That song's a sad one. But this next one's not so sad. It's kind of sad, but sad in a more sarcastic way. It's a song called Amor de mis amores, and I wrote it with Mireya from Flor de Toloache. But the idea comes out of this idea of a man who feels so betrayed because a woman left him. And then he awakens to the reality. She kind of spits it back in his face at the end of the song. It's like, no. You've been messing up for a long time, and I had to leave because I left because I had to. You didn't give me any choice. And he's got a tail between his legs, at the end of the song. Have you all ever experienced anything of the sort? I don't.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I can't really place it.
You're
but
good.
yeah,
Me too.
That doesn't happen to me.
It was I dreamt it. I've never heard of anything like that. But I didn't know if it ever happens in real life. Thank God.
I feel like it does. But,
I feel like it has to.
Yeah.
Amor de mis amores. Amor de mis amores, reina de mis días, te entregué todos mis temores, te entregué toda la vida, te cultivé como un árbol bien plantado. Te eché agua todos los días, pero no echaste raíces, y esas flores eran de mentira. Oye, amor de mis amores, qué trampa es la vida. Voy a morir llorando, voy a morir sufriendo después del horror de verte con otro querer. ¿Por qué vivir llorando? ¿Por qué vivir sufriendo? Mejor morir que verte con otro querer. Amor de mis amores y amor de mis amores, qué trampa es la vida. Tengo la suerte de los pobres, tengo la rabia todavía, porque el peor de mis temores ha llegado este día. Voy a morir llorando, voy a morir sufriendo después del horror de verte con otro querer. ¿Por qué vivir llorando? ¿Por qué vivir sufriendo? Mejor morir que verte con otro querer. Amor de mis amores y reina de mis días, te entregué todos mis temores y me tiraste a la calle como un perro callejero, me dejaste ahí tirado. Oye, amor de mis amores. Ladies, can you help me out with the clave? Just give me a little. hace mal.
Oye, corazón, ¿qué andas diciendo por allí?
Pero en la verdad tú me trataste mal.
Pero no se te olvide que en la vida todo tiene un fin.
Pero en la verdad tú me trataste mal.
Ahora dices que vives llorando, sufriendo, que no puedes vivir sin mí.
Pero en la verdad tú me trataste mal.
No digas más mentiras, amor de mis amores.
Give it up for Amanda if you're in your cubicle or your home. All right, last song for the evening. I'm gonna have to tune up a little bit because it's chilly in here. The guitar fights me a little. This song is a song that I didn't write. It was gifted to me. Ruben, the artist that Chris Haghirian was talking about, Ruben Blades, in the late '80s, he wrote and recorded a record produced by Lou Reed, his great friend in New York City, and they wrote this song and they left it off this album, their album, and they didn't know what to do with it. But a few months ago, when we were in the makings of our new album Americana, Ruben sends me an email. He says, "Hey, I have this song. I wrote it with Lou Reed. Maybe y'all could do something with it." And I was afraid to touch that email. I didn't want to open that email because I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with the Lou Reed song? I mean, there's so many ways this could go wrong. You know, like I got nervous.
Or right.
Or right. And open up the email and I listened to the tune and amazingly the song's about the issues we're hearing happening today. And so 30 years ago, they're writing about these things and Making Movies has the great honor and privilege to put out a posthumous Lou Reed and Ruben Blades co-write into the world. This song is called Delilah. For the promises of pleasure, like a kid on a ride, yeah, I completely forgot home. A coyote led the way through the desert's burning sun. Still remember how it felt, yeah, to be reborn, 'cause I was branded for the love of Delilah. Well, I was beaten, fingerprinted for the love of Delilah. I was sworn in for the love of Delilah. Well, I was beaten, then deported for the love of Delilah. Met Delilah long ago. She seduced me with her song, and I swore I'd never rest till I won her love. When the migra chopper came, my song turned to a scream. Wheel of Fortune ran me down, yeah, well, I wasn't wishing for this thing, 'cause I was stranded for the love of Delilah. Well, I was beaten, beaten, fingerprinted for the love of Delilah. I was sworn in for the love of Delilah. Well, I was beaten, fingerprinted, deported for the love of Delilah. Well, thank you all so much. Thank you to Chris Haghirian and the Kansas City Star for doing these star sessions. Effie and Mandy, you sounded wonderful. Come see us September 7th at Knuckleheads. All the ticket sales, they benefit artist mentorship and this youth songwriter program. But you're going to come out and have a hell of a time. Mm-hmm. I can guarantee that. You'll see Making Movies with an expanded band, Las Cafeteras, and the whole thing's collaborative, so it's a one-of-a-kind show. We'll all see you there.